I didn't really understand. But I remember when I did my first show, shit, nobody showed up.
Right.
When I did my first show on the east side at the Armory. So, I mean, I think I was on the countdown with it. Clientele was cool, but we were learning as we were doing it, so Trickle the Good Rap did a lot better, which was a better song, but we knew from our mistakes from Clientele. So it's like a build the plane in the air type deal.
Right. What about that deal was so appealing? Why did you sign with Mercury, and were there other labels interested at the time?
Well, I had an offer from Profile, but the deals came in too late. I'd already signed with Total Track, and they offered that check and to give me my money back that I spent to make this. I went to my lawyer, and he said the contract was cool, and it was a go from there. So I had a couple, I can't even remember. I know it was Profile and another label. It was only like 3 or 4, but I sent out hundreds of, maybe 1,000 demos,
Right.
So, yeah, we keep talking. It might come back to me.
Right. How
Yeah.
many tracks can you remember was on that demo?
It was just Clientele.
Okay.
You know what? I thought about sending a whole lot, but I said to myself, I'm going to try to make one good song that's just like nobody else's. Is like straight St. Louis style, and it worked. Right. Just that one song. I got the deal. Like I said, I hadn't even met those people. They had never met me, even at Mercury,
Mm. Right. Was that a multi-album deal or just for a one-off?
Well, it had some stipulations. It was for 7 years. So I was supposed to make 7 albums if they meet these money
Criteria.
Yeah,
Right.
So on the second album, it kind of went sour because the people that I assigned to Total Track had business problems with Select Records. That was the same label that Chubb Rock and AMG on.
Right.
So I was in the middle of that. They got into conflict over money. So I got caught up in that. That's how a lot of artists that disappear.
Right.
You be like, what the fuck happened to them? Nothing even that you had anything to do with. I had the numbers. I had everything to keep going. I did the House Party 3 soundtrack. And after that, they had fell out, So I got caught up in that bullshit.
Right. Clientele's doing its thing. What was the game plan going into your debut album? You're a young kid. What was your train of thought going into your first major label release?
Are you saying after it happened or?
No, going into it. So, Clientele gets you the record deal. Now it's time to record your album.
Okay.
So where are you at, going? What was the creative process, topics, what was going into your debut album at the time?
Well, at the time, they, Clientele didn't get released until after the album was done.
Okay.
But they always wanted to drop that first, but I was just really happy to be there. You know what I'm saying? Happy that I'm actually doing it. And I stuck to I say I'm going to keep it St. Louis, keep it smooth. And they were like that. So when I tried to change up, they'd be like, we want the smooth player guy. You know what I'm saying? Every time I try to switch it up, no, we want the smooth guy, So I kind of had to stay in that threshold. I figured, well, I better listen to them. They probably know more than I know at the time. I'm just 18, 19 years old. So, yeah.
Did you predominantly have creative process, creative control over your project, or was it the record label? Like you said, they want the smooth guy. Did they have more control over the project, or were you?
Like I say, like if I tried to do some other shit, they'd give me a phone call. Like, hey, man, we want the smooth guy. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, well, that was only a couple songs. I pretty much could do what I wanted to do, long as I stayed in my threshold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, for as scratching a song or something, of course they would have that opportunity. I couldn't say anything if they wanted to get rid of a song.
Right.
You know, I could probably think of 2 songs they didn't want to use, but I pretty much had freedom to do what I wanted to do, long as I stayed in my threshold. You know.
Right.